Well, we want to scale crypto to 8 billion people, so we can at least scale ETHDenver and ETHDenver Vibes to maybe 8 million, and we'll figure that out somehow. So people think that ETHDenver is a conference. It's actually a hackathon. It's also like a community festival. But a lot of the culture here is set by all the hackers at all the tables. Like there's tables over there, there's tables over there, and people are hacking away, building their projects because a lot of companies have bounties. For example, a lot of the sponsors put up tokens as like rewards for people that hack on their project because they need the hackers to build the stuff. And so while there's talks going on downstairs, there's hackers building away up here at the table. And it really sets the culture of like, why are we here? The term biddle was actually like propagated by ETHDenver 2018, I believe. And so this has been one of the epicenters of focusing on biddle culture rather than just hodl culture. Like we can't just hodl our way into the future. We have to biddle our way into the future. And so having all these tables with all these hackers hacking away, building stuff with the incentives of all the sponsors that have token rewards or bounties or grants. Like, hey, there's a competition to like if you build this, like you can be entered to win that. And so there's obviously capital incentives to build all this stuff. And so that's what all the hackers are doing, and that's like the epicenter of ETHDenver. And all the talks are just kind of layered around the hackers. So if you're a builder, thank you. Let's talk to some MetaFactory people, all right? Yo, what's up, Drew?
How are you?
How's it going, my man?
Good, man. How are you?
Good. So ETHDenver has always had really good swag, but this is the first time MetaFactory's been here, and the swag game is big, like really upgraded. What was your goal here at ETHDenver?
Wow, 2 years ago, we were pitching an idea. We realized fashion plays such an important role in celebrating culture and kind of defining culture. We were figuring we can do something more. My entire wardrobe consisted of shirts I got at swag conferences, like passed out. And I was like, we can incorporate more. So, yeah, what we're doing is digi-physical, so digital complements to the physical merch we sell. Obviously, it's a decentralized brand. It's a DAO. We have some really cool mechanics for how we reward and get everyone involved in defining the course of this thing. So trying to use these tangible experiences and physical goods to onboard people and teach them about the ethos of what we're doing and the culture. And yeah, trying to, I guess, push the needle a little bit in terms of just stamped logo on chest, printful approach. We're doing some zero waste design, kinetic design theory, new patterns and prints. We've actually started to integrate and in-house a lot of the production ourselves, the fulfillment. So we're vertically integrating and bringing on production and production partners. So yeah, it's been exciting. Yeah. You've just been giving the fantastic pitch for the MetaFactory merch. What's flying off the shelves? What are people buying the most? The anti-meta MetaFactory is probably the top seller. The Rest in Peace, Mt. Gox, and Ether Delta are also pretty popular.
Is this how we're going to make crypto cool to the rest of the world because we have super dope swag?
I think it helps. I think it's more about us celebrating our culture, recognizing, staying on top of the ethos of what's important to us. It's for us, right? It's not necessarily too mainstream, but again, these tangible experiences and these kind of physical digital intersections provide a really, I think, exciting and a better way to onboard people who are new to the space and maybe aren't so technically sophisticated. So,
any alpha coming out of MetaFactory? What's coming up?
Lots of alpha, new cuts, a lot of custom custom design stuff. We're going to be doing a lot more with Kong, so the chip integrated. But the biggest alpha is we've been working on our digital wearable side, again, the complement to all the physical pieces for a long time. And the big thing for us is pushing this vision forward of an open metaverse, an interoperable metaverse versus a lot of these walled garden things. So our approach is pretty novel in that we've created something that will allow for a single NFT that has basically multiple file formats on the back end and will allow you to kind of go in between worlds based on a single NFT. So hopefully that'll help push that standard and that conversation of interoperability and an open metaverse forward. So that's going to be a big one.
If people want some MetaFactory merch, where should they go?
Shop.metafactory.ai is going to be the go-to. At the MetaFactory on Twitter is going to be a good place to stay on top of drops and what's coming next. And then, of course, if you want to get involved, Discord. Discord's the one.
Dude, Drew, thank you so much, my man.
Of course. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks.
All right, let's go find our next victim. victim hunting, victim hunting. Here we go, here we go. No one there, no victims there.
My leadership style is mostly leading by
Yo, let's go check out some of this sick art. See, the cool thing about ETHDenver is that there's that big hubbub over there, but then you can come into this quiet space. They have like Zen rooms and art rooms, and so it's both just a conference, but also a vibe, right? Like we got some cool sick lasers. This is actually like real art that somebody made for this event. We can keep on going, actually. Oh, Dave. My man Dave. How's it going? ETHDenver OG. This is also Dave, part of DAO. Been with Maker. Dude, I met Dave in 2018 on the internet. Yes. And I was writing for Maker DAO, like doing all those, just like my early writings. And then Dave on Twitter posts like, oh, I just got a job as a community manager for Maker DAO. And I was like, that's an option? Dude, how's it been? Dude, this is your third ETHDenver?
Yeah, third ETHDenver. That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Why do you like ETHDenver so much?
I like ETHDenver because it brings together the entire community, and you kind of see year to year the evolution of the community. And like the last ETHDenver I was at, I think it was like 4 times less people, and it's nice to see like a proof that the culture has remained strong despite the inflow of like new people. So I like that aspect. I like the fact that, you know, I work remote, right? Like most people work remote. This is a chance for us all to kind of like meet and bond. I think people underemphasize the value of just meeting somebody in real life and having like, you know, a genuine interaction. And overall, like it just boosts the morale in the space. It gives you a lot more, I don't know, motivation for the work that I do, you know, personally speaking. So yeah, I like it. It's not bad.
David. Excuse me. Do you know anything about this art? Do you know who made it?
I produced this.
This is your art.
Screen.
Oh,
it's
you.
not my art.
Oh, okay.
Sure
Oh, you're the producer. Can you tell us a little bit about that process to just make all of this happen?
It's a big ass LED wall, and a lot of like really smart folks here to make it happen.
Who asked you? Who found you to come do this at ETHDenver?
So this is a production for Trippy Labs. I work specifically with House of Attention to make this all come to life.
Well, it's absolutely beautiful, and everyone's been enjoying it, so thank you so much.
Hopefully you enjoy it too.
Oh, I absolutely do. Thank you. All right. Yeah. Woo. Come to ETHDenver. Hey, Kevin, you busy?
I guess not.
Kevin, you're an ETHDenver veteran. How is this ETHDenver different than the other ones?
That's a great question. I actually have a question for you before we start, which is, hey, cool beard, are you moving to Colorado? When's the ponytail coming?
Dude, whenever you go to Colorado, you got to grow out your hair and grow the beard and care a lot about public goods, so I'm trying to fit the mold.
There you go. I'm happy to create the mold for you, David. What was the question you asked me again?
How is this ETHDenver different from the other ones?
The tweet I sent yesterday was that everyone's 10x richer and everyone's social skills have atrophied 10x during the COVID. So that's the take. I think it's true.
So there's a ton of people here and there's a ton of energy. How would you say the energy from previous ETHDenvers have changed or not changed?
Well, you know, anyone who's been through a cycle or two knows that crypto oscillates between fear and greed, between bear and bull, and we're in definitely one of the cycles where there's been a lot of growth, and I think that's created a lot of people who are using crypto for a lot of different things. There's obviously the people who've been around for a couple of years and are building DeFi projects and NFT projects and have been around for a while, and I think there's like a little bit more of an opportunist, like people who have just entered this space kind of don't have the same grounding in terms of like the values and social relationships of the people who've been around for a while. So you're seeing a glorious clash of those two groups of people with each other here. And I hope that people that come here get green-pilled And what I'm here to do is use crypto to build a better world, to build a more regenerative world. So I'm hoping to GreenPill as many of those new entrants to the ecosystem as possible.
I think the underlying theme of ETHDenver has always been regenerative crypto economics, but now it's actually instantiated in your book and in your podcast. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so +1 to ETHDenver being a place where regen crypto starts. Gitcoin's obviously from Colorado, and Moloch DAO V1 launched at ETHDenver in 2019, I think. Which, if I don't even remember 2019, but DAOs were dead. There was no one doing DAOs.
There were 0 DAOs.
Yeah, and Amin launched Moloch DAO V1, and everyone copied Moloch DAO, and that was the renaissance of DAOs. That was the first proliferation of people actually doing DAOs, and so I think that was really cool. What was
I remember his statement about after he made Moloch DAO, he made like 3 other DAOs. He made Yang DAO, he made like Meme DAO, and it was in an effort to make DAOs cool again, and it definitely worked.
Yeah, I think what Amin really figured out was forkability. Anyone could take Moloch DAO and fork it and make their own Moloch DAO. We're actually trying to do the same thing with Gitcoin, take the same Gitcoin grants experience that we have right now and make it so that anyone can just launch a quadratic funding round. If you want to fund Boulder, Colorado, quadratic funding, Colorado State, Colorado quadratic funding. If you want to fund quadratic funding for your DAO, we really want to make Gitcoin grants forkable, and so that's really inspired by Amin, and that's been fun. But you asked me about the book and the new podcast. So we've launched a podcast called GreenPilled on the Bankless network, and you can go to greenpill.party and subscribe to that podcast. The first episode is with Vitalik Buterin, who's talking about why he thinks public goods are good, and that was a lot of fun. There's also a book that you can pick up, GreenPilled, How Crypto Can Regenerate the World. I want to do 3 editions of the book. The first one is How Crypto Can Regenerate the World. The next one will be, hopefully, if the community decides to coordinate and create this world, the next one will be called How Crypto is Regenerating the World. And then the final edition will be called How Crypto Did Regenerate the World. But we have to choose those outcomes. And so I really hope to see that happen. Anyway, so go to greenpill.party, pick up the book, and subscribe to the podcast. And the last thing that you can do is pledge money to public goods. We have a giving pledge on greenpill.party where you can pledge a portion of your net worth to public goods and create a more regenerative future. So greenpill.party is the site you want to go to for that.
For the ETHDenver curious, why should they come next year?
It's the vibe, it's the building, it's the culture that's been created around ETHDenver, and Colorado is the place to be if you want to be building on Web3. So why shouldn't you come to that?
There you go. Kevin Owocki, thank you so much.
Cool beard, David.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. All right, let's go. Next victim hunting. Here we go. Whoop, 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 whoop. Hey, what's up, Bartek? How you doing, my man?
Hey, how are you?
Good.
To see you again.
Yeah, absolutely. This is not your first ETHDenver, right?
It actually is.
Oh, really? How are you feeling about that?
Well, it's a little bit different, I guess, than most of the European conferences, but I kind of like it. You know, it's a slightly different vibe. New people, you know, completely new faces, right? Like, you go to Paris, you go to Lisbon, you go to all the European conferences, there's just so many people that, you hang out, and this is like a really, really great opportunity for me to meet completely new faces and new projects, so that's pretty cool.
Bartek, you've been with Maker DAO for a very long time, and something that was the talk of the town this ETHDenver was Maker DAO threw a really sick party for its first time ever, and now people are talking about how Maker DAO is cool again. You want to talk about that?
I mean, it was always cool,
but now we're throwing parties with it.
Yeah, now we're throwing parties. You know, we had to decentralize to do that, right?
Exactly right. Yeah, the foundation wasn't cool, but now DAOs are cool.
The foundation was centralized in a way, and maybe the parties were not the priority with the spending. We had to actually build a system. And now that the system is up and running and the main problem is scaling, we probably are in a different mindset. And we can, as a protocol, we earn a lot of money. The stability buffer is growing. And I think now we've got the proper budget to actually focus on growth, having a very, very secure foundation. So it's just a different stage of the project, right? Maker DAO is an OG, we spend a lot of money on security. Probably we were the first project that was formally verified. And we tend to think about ourselves as like this, super secure foundational layer and foundational protocol for all the other DeFi protocols to use. And now that's done, and it was launched right after Osaka, right? It's been 2 years, and the protocol proved to be very sturdy. And now I think we can like refocus and think about growth more. And if you want to grow, I guess, you have to throw the parties, right? Yeah.
Bartek, what are you working on? Are you working on anything here at ETHDenver, or are you just here to vibe?
I'm here mostly to connect, mainly, but my main focus is scaling layer 2 multi-chain strategy and thinking about risk framework for different domains, right? Because Maker is going to go multi-chain very soon. But we want to do it in a safe and very responsible way, right? And to do that, we need to understand all the trade-offs, all the security trade-offs of every single roll-up out there. And this is why we created L2Beat as well to sort of help us with this effort. It's an independent project. However, it's been partially funded by Maker. And we'll be watching all these, layer 2 providers, right? Because for Maker, it's all about risk management. It's all about making sure that when you use something else than Ethereum, you really have to understand the security trade-offs. And my personal experience is that most people just don't. It's too complicated, right? So, we need to find a way to sort of explain very complex issues and very complex technical matters in very simple terms.
For the Bankless listeners out there, we use L2B all the time to talk about the different metrics of layer 2s. And what Bartek is talking about is they want DAI to be on the layer 2s, but they need DAI to be secure. So they need the layer 2s to be secure. So we need to understand how secure the layer 2s are. And that's why we have layer 2B. So Bartek, thank you for making layer 2B. It's super useful.
Thank you very much. It's not just me, a handful of developers, Piotr, Chris, thank you all, right, to make it available, and of course all the sponsors and all people that actually support L2Beat. We've been shocked by the positive support from the whole community. I think this is a very, very important resource that the community needs.
Well, and thank you for making it. All right, Bartek, I'll let you go. Have a good day. Cheers. I need a button that says "Don't pitch me your product." I'm sorry. We're gonna do that again. I need a button that says "Don't pitch me your product." He's hacked so hard that you got to take a nap. How sick is this? Art is dope in crypto. If you want to, you can go play DDR. Some live Mario Kart at ETHDenver. We also play games in crypto. Oh, is it Japanese Mario? Japanese Mario Kart. Hey, what's up, Ben?
Oh, hey.
How you doing, my man?
David, good. How are you?
Are you having a good time?
I'm having a fantastic time.
This is Ben of Charged Particles. What's Charged Particles?
Charged Particles is NFT protocol. Allows you to take your NFT and put things inside of it.
Nesting dolls for NFTs. How many layers can you go?
Actually, so we've gone like 13 layers deep, but in theory, a lot deeper, but I don't know.
Inception for NFTs. Why would somebody want to do that?
Well, going beyond like just JPEGs, with a JPEG, it's kind of weird, right? But you can effectively turn that JPEG into a zero coupon bond, mess tokens in them, time lock them, sell them. But within in-game items, within more financial primitives, there's a lot of reasons of kind of taking a fungible, non-fungible token, putting non-fungibles or fungible tokens inside of it.
Is this your first ETHDenver?
This is my first ETHDenver.
Are you having a good time?
I'm having a great time.
Why are you having a good time?
So the energy here, I mean, it's a hackathon that is expanded into this whole thing, but the energy here is super unique, super special. The amount of builders here, it's incredible. So it still has like the hackathon central point that is really special.
And what are you looking to get done here at ETHDenver? Are you just looking to vibe with friends? Are you hacking away at something? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, vibing with friends, I'd say, would be the big one. So I've been mentoring, so I have the unique position to like see a lot of these hackathons as they're moving along, or these builders. So supporting in that way, and then here with Charged Particles, meeting my team in real life is always a pleasure, and then meeting internet friends IRL in real life as well.
Have you been going to the parties?
I have. We threw the official ETHDenver opening party, which was really great. It was in an airplane hangar, had Tycho. We had a literal blimp flying around, airdropping goodies to the people. It was a fun one.
So for somebody that hasn't been to an ETHDenver before, why should they come?
Well, if you are in the space and you're interested in contributing or biddling or just kind of meeting other people and kind of realizing what the buzz is about, would highly recommend coming. I think we've probably outgrown this facility and many of the facilities that are offered here in ETHDenver, but yeah, more of like a PSA. Anybody interested in getting in the space, there's always human capital is the scarce resource right now. Like, raise your hand, DM founders, jump into Discords. There's always people looking for good, passionate, intelligent people to contribute, and this is a great place to meet those people in real life.
Ben, thank you so much.
Great to see you.
How's it going, my man? What's your name?
Dave Rodman.
Oh, so I need to get you a part of DAO. Anyways,
I am a part of DAO.
you're in DAO.
I got scammed trying to get into DAO by somebody who has his name on Telegram. I sent him like $1,000.
No, you did not.
I've been in this space for a long time, and like when I finally realized what I'd done, I was like, oh, that's embarrassing. And then I immediately told all my friends, and then I joined the right DAO.
Oh, if I had any part in that, I'm so sorry.
Absolutely not. You had no part in it. You had no part in it.
All right, you're a Denver local, so you've seen ETHDenver grow?
This is my first time attending in person. I've been really busy building my firm, keeping my clients out of trouble, and so this year I finally got to be here in real life.
How are your clients getting in trouble?
They're not, because they're my clients.
How might they be getting in trouble?
Inadvertently violating any number of securities laws, Bank Secrecy Act, sometimes weird stuff like employment things that they wouldn't necessarily think about. I'm kind of their minder, and I make sure that they follow everything they need to follow, and when they can't, we move them offshore, which is actually, unfortunately, our most common move, because this space is way too nebulous in the United States.
For young, upstarting organizations and bright founders that have awesome ideas, when should their time be to talk to somebody like you?
As soon as possible. Look, I know lawyers aren't cheap. I think we're pretty good because we're in the middle of the country. We don't charge outside, the coast rates. But the sooner you get somebody like me who knows what they're doing involved, the less money you will spend overall, because it's easier to keep someone out of trouble than to mitigate, especially when you're dealing with things like blockchains that have immutable ledgers forever. And these statute of limitations on some of these things are like 14 years long. So honestly, I tell people as soon as possible. So I donate my time to Kernel and give people like the chance once a week to come get legal education, not legal advice. So I literally, as soon as possible.
Do you have any opinions on the recent SEC action with BlockFi?
Yeah, I do. I was actually really surprised that they were deemed a security. However, if they'd had a banking license, it would have made a lot more sense that they wouldn't have been. I'm a BlockFi user, both personally and the firm. We have a bunch of Bitcoin and ETH on the firm balance sheet. So I guess I'm okay. It's all sitting there. It's you just can't add to it. It's a bummer. It really is. I kind of knew it was going to happen. Kind of didn't know it was going to happen. All these things are going to get this sort of like regulatory touch further and further as we develop the space and the more money is involved.
Dave, thank you so much for your time.
Pleasure meeting you, man.
Cheers. All right, hunting. I want to find a DAOpunk. This is Sinjun out of the Bankless DAO and out of the DAOpunks. Something I noticed here at ETHDenver is there are so many DAOpunk shirts. Sinjun, can you talk about your role with the DAOpunks and how it feels to see all these DAOpunk shirts?
It's crazy, yeah. DAOpunks was this project that grew out of Bankless DAO. There was I was doing merch with MetaFactory, Bankless, and there was another artist in the DAO, CryptoBushi, who was making these one-of-one avatars for people in the DAO called DAOpunks. And we basically found there was like a glitch in the matrix with this printer, and they could like make these one-of-one shirts, and we're like, maybe we could use that for NFTs and like make them together. And like we actually built up a squad that all grew up out of Bankless, the devs and marketing and branding, and like crazy. It was like, we're like, is this even going to be possible, right? And it took like 3 months of trial and error. There were multiple times like we were like, we should probably just give up. And we didn't. We just kept going, and the team came together, the squad came together. We made these like an NFT drop with 1111 DAOpunks, and when you get a DAOpunk NFT, you also get a free shirt with it. And we made it very like Web3, where there was a wallet connection, like as seamless as we could. And it has never been done in the space. We haven't seen anyone else do it, but every single DAOpunk shirt is completely different. And there's a QR code that when you scan it, it pulls up that DAOpunk on OpenSea. So also, one of our community members said, hey, what if you guys took 25% of your mint fund and made a grant? So now we have a grant coming along where it's going to give people money to pay their bills as they transition into Web3 work. So,
and there's so many DAOpunks wearing their DAOpunk shirts. How does that feel?
It's a trip. Yeah, I'm still like getting used to it. Yeah, every day there's different ones coming that I see, and like it's a good feeling. You know, it's a good feeling. Like I used to work in the trad design space, make stuff for like Urban Outfitters, and here in this space, like I feel like I'm making cool things for cool people making cool shit. Just like it means something, you know. It's not just off-the-shelf design. So it's a good feeling. I feel blessed, very, very blessed to be in this space. Blessed for Bankless, the DAOpunks, the success, and excited for the future. So.
And this sweatshirt that you got on right now is something that you designed yourself, right? Talk a little bit about that.
It is, yes. So the DAOpunks project started off from Bankless, and this is our first official merch drop. And it's a organic cotton hoodie, super high quality, has a GM patch, and just out. This is actually one of the hoodies that one of the DAOpunks was wearing. So we made it real. So IRL, digital meets space. We're just like mixing it all up.
Something, life imitates art, art imitates life.
Yeah, where does it begin? Where does it end? Is it a fractal? Who are we? Where are we going? It's exciting.
Sinjun, thank you so much for outfitting us with really dope swag.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
Cheers. Yo, this is, you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Sure. My name is Bo from Bankless DAO.
I'm Ella Dane from DAOpunks.
And we were just talking with Sinjun about the DAOpunk shirts, and here they are. Can you guys show us your DAOpunks?
Of course. I have creative number 20. Minted her back kind of over Christmas with the drop.
And this is my personal favorite property, which is the flowers and the plants. But then we also have the shadowy supercoder. Yep. Tell us about your DAOpunk.
So mine is 176. I actually traded with Hashed May for this. I got 2 women and I want 2 females, and I wanted one that was a dude. And so I reached out to Hashed May. We did a little swap, and now I've got number 176, super shadowy coder.
Have you guys gotten people to scan your QR codes?
Sure have.
What's their reaction?
They love it. It's awesome.
What shows up?
It takes you straight to the OpenSea for the specific NFT.
Oh, so it's marketing surface area for DAOpunks.
Yes, indeed, yeah.
And how many other DAOpunks have you guys seen here at ETHDenver?
Quite a few. Grabbed lunch with a couple people last night. I'd say around 15. All in our swag.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's great. Actually, the DAOpunks community has been so strong. Bankless community is strong, of course, but DAOpunks showed up in force, and we're all wearing our shirts. I'm on day 5. I have washed it, but I've worn it every day.
Absolutely. We love the DAOpunks. We got Scott from DeFi Pulse, and we got Evan Van Ness from Weekend Ethereum. Guys, how's it going? Scott first.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Good time?
Yeah, it's going pretty great for Scott, actually.
I think it is going pretty great for Scott. Maybe we can talk about that. Maybe we won't. Scott, what are you up to here at ETHDenver?
Meeting founders, figuring out what people are building, having fun, meeting my internet friends in real life. So,
Evan, what are you up to here at ETHDenver?
Yeah, trying to talk to founders, building new stuff, the future of Web3, and I have a presentation to give in 45 minutes that I have not prepared for at all. It's going to be fun.
Well, part of the culture is we're just going to send it here at ETHDenver, so sometimes we wing our talks. What are you going to talk about?
It's the year in Ethereum. There was supposed to be a panel, but, and I'm already losing my voice because I think my voice just cracked. Good times. It's supposed to be a panel, but instead it's just me. We'll see how it goes.
Scott, you have your hands in a lot of different things all over the place. So what are you focused on lately?
Recruiting.
Yeah. For what?
All the things I'm working on.
What talent is missing?
Leaders, I would say. That's more if you want to lead a project, you have good communication skills, you're accountable, I want to talk to you.
All right. If you can talk well and present well, come talk to Scott. All right. So this is my buddy Rhys Lindmark. Rhys Lindmark was an inspiration for me because at my first ETHDenver, he was the MC. And he really embodied some of the culture around ETHDenver. Rhys, can you talk about the culture of ETHDenver? What is it?
Great question, David. And first, thank you for saying that. And I remember David's energy the first year was infectious and loving and great, and you've kept that, and that's been great. So what is the culture of ETHDenver? I think part of it is like the humility and the curiousness. Folks who come in are just like, I'm ready to learn, and are ready to, like, I don't know much, I might know a lot, whatever, and being curious about others. And then the other piece is just like the having fun side. Like, we really wanted to, and both me and some of the initial early folks, it wasn't just purely dev stuff. It's like, 2018, it was like so much Ethereum development things. Like, what about the culture? You know, and so we did a lot of work on just like weird memes and shit, and that was very helpful.
And how have you seen that culture change or progress over the ETHDenvers over the years?
Oh, that's a great question. I mean, yeah, this year it now feels like out of my hands, of course, like, you know, from 1,500 people to now 15,000. I think the culture has actually stayed relatively strong. Part of that is the initial core community, like Not Me has like continued to organize it and done amazing work there. Part of it is, I think, folks in the space, you, Vitalik, others, really emphasizing some of these values. And part of it, though, I think for me is like, I don't really interact with the NFT whales or the like random degen. I'm degen good, also degen, like, so I kind of just self-select, and so I get the culture that I see, but now it's just like so much more pluralistic than it was.
And what are you hoping to see out of future ETHDenvers? What's still missing? What do we still need to unlock as a community?
Great question. I was chatting with my friend Dan about this earlier today, and we were like, whoa, ETHDenver from 1,500 to 15,000, 10x. And I think that's a really important question because this is still just the beginning. We're at magic internet money is going to take over the world, and that's kind of scary. And so I think what's missing is, I'm not sure. I think that being aware of how much more we have to go, that's still just the second inning, and also trying to just re-emphasize the mission and the values and saying, hey, let's be, you know, humble and curious and do that forever. I hope that that is what we continue to do.
Yeah, we want to scale crypto to 8 billion people, so we can at least scale ETHDenver and ETHDenver Vibes to maybe 8 million, and we'll figure that out somehow. Rhys, thank you so much for being an inspiration to the space.
Thank you, David, and thanks for all the good work you're doing.
Cheers. Have a good day.
Everybody. Bye, 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 bye.
All right, next victim. Hello, Simona. Simona, you've been at every single ETHDenver, right?
I think except 2018. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But you go to a lot of events. Why do you go to so many events?
I think they're a great way to not only maintain, but also grow and expand our culture. And as we can agree, the Ethereum culture is one of the big pillars of our movement. And I think it's incredibly important for us to be together, celebrate that culture, and also welcome newcomers into our space in like a nice, guided, and hopefully exciting manner.
I believe your title is Head of Community at Status, is that right?
As you know, I wear many hats. So I help Status out with community strategy. I also work with Gitcoin on DAO engagement strategy, very important piece to work on. You know, DAOs are all the rage, but they're not necessarily working perfectly right now. I also, again, have my hands in a lot of these events and curating content. Shelling Point on the 17th, LizCon last year, so...
You gave the answer exactly what I wanted you to, because I think my unofficial title for you is Generalized Head of Community of Vibes.
Correct.
Yeah. What does it take to do that?
A lot of energy, slight masochism at times, but I think it's one of the things that keeps me in this space, because I just love creating these experiences for people, and I love creating these paths where people can choose their own adventure, can follow whatever is in line with their values, with their wants, needs, whatever it is that they want to achieve. I believe that we can enable that for them. So, you know, that kind of energy and optimism for what's to come keeps me young.
And what skills does it take to go into that? What makes you good at your job? And how can people who aren't dev-focused, aren't technical-focused, but still want to help grow this community, how can they follow in your footsteps?
I think it's so much about relationships, and just because we are in the tech space, it doesn't mean that those relationships and that human element goes away at all, in fact. As we were saying earlier, it is the culture of Ethereum that keeps people engaged and keeps them, once they come in, they stay because of that. They fall in love with the space. And I think that's the big thing, like away from the flirting element, although that definitely happens, but you fall in love with the culture and the people and the way they make you feel and how welcoming people are. So I think just start connecting with people, find people that think the way you do, find people that want to work on the things that you want to do, and slowly you will create a network and hopefully create some new exciting things for our space.
Simona, thank you so much for the advice.
Thank you, guys.
Cheers. Dude, who are you?
I'm JT from GridPlus. Also, I'm a moderator on ETHfinance. And I'm like talking to you at my first Ethereum conference ever. And it just so happened I was in here yesterday and Kevin Owocki was on stage with you. It was just, it's so surreal to see everybody in person. I've had so many awesome people from ETHfinance come up and say hi. Our GridPlus booth in the back is banging. A lot of people are learning about what our hardware security wallet is all about, and we couldn't be more excited.
Dude, the moderator of ETHfinance, you've been with the ETH subreddits from the very beginning, keeping the campfire warm while it was a cold winter at times, and now it's really, really hot. What's it like to be a moderator of ETHfinance during a bull market?
Well, during a bull market, everybody's having fun, right? And it's kind of fun in the bear markets too, because I feel like that's where your best friends are really made. So when the bull returns, we can calm down the moon boys and give a little bit of expectations and tamper, and kind of keep the message on point. So we pride ourselves on being a pretty high signal, low noise environment, but who cares when the price is skyrocketing, right? Everybody's having a good time too. So we're always open to help out different conferences. If any of the conferences out there ever need a little bit of help, a little more visibility, we're happy to put a sticky on the front page. We've done that for things you've had, for Gitcoin. We want to just provide a free resource with a good moderation team that really does a great job keeping out the click farms and the trolls, so we can have a great down-to-earth conversation about Ethereum and what it's doing for the world.
How much signal is in our ETHfinance?
Right now, we have like 800 to 1,000 comments per day, which is a nice number even on a good bull day, because it's short enough you can kind of scroll through and get through everything. What's great about that community is that we have a good core of probably 200 regular people, and we've all established a culture, and it's so nice to read long form stuff on Reddit. We kind of pride ourselves as being, for a lot of people, is like the only place they go on Reddit. It's the only thing they use it for. And we've had Ernst & Young come along for the ride, and we've helped them out on their conferences with Paul Brody and their team. It's a great place, and they learn from us. We can help teach enterprise people, and we can help newcomers, and we can allow a good conversation to take place unobstructed. It's a lot of fun.
JT, what do you do at GridPlus?
So at GridPlus, I do media. I do YouTube tutorial videos. I help instruct people on setup and basic procedural things. On the Discord, sometimes I live stream. And in high definition, I have a Lattice device. I have my desktop, and I also have a camera on me, and I'm able to walk people through how to get started and how to use the device and help answer questions, push them to our support ticket system if we need to, and just generally be a person that people can talk to.
And JT, before you were doing that, you were a school teacher, right?
Yeah, I did 18 years of public school music education. I mean, little kids K through 5. It was a really joyful time in my life. I also do pro DJ work, and I would do odd jobs in the summer. And now it was time to try new things, right? So we always teach people, you need to try new things every now and then. So after 18 years, hung up my teaching hat, and I joined the crypto space full time. It was like I was living a double life while I was a teacher, also managing Reddit, and it was just a fun time in my life. I think the little children, they can teach us adults a thing or two about community and respect and wholesomeness and being a positive force. Do something good today.
JT, you said you hung up your teaching hat, but now you're teaching people how to use GridPlus and how to use crypto. So is there really any difference between teaching little kids about stuff and teaching people about crypto? How do those things overlap?
Well, I tell you what, ETHDenver, it looks like a kindergarten classroom right now. These are my people, right? They're just a little bigger. Absolutely.
JT, thank you for everything you do.
Thank you so much, man. It's a pleasure talking to you. Keep going. Thanks.
Cheers. So this is AJ from TracerDAO. AJ, you came all the way from Australia. How was that?
All the way from Australia, 13 hours on a plane, but yeah, worth every penny.
Yeah, and what are you trying to get done here at ETHDenver?
Trying to spread the good word of TracerDAO, so launching our V2 over the next month, and yeah, connecting with builders and yeah, contributors alike.
Dude, the TracerDAO showed up in force. There's like 10 people out here wearing the TracerDAO blue. Fantastic selection of the colors popping out.
Yeah, no, we've managed to shield pretty well over the week, got our merch out to a lot of powerful people, so yeah, hopefully we can continue to grow the brand from there.
And I believe if you're out of Australia, you can't necessarily get back immediately. Are you hanging out in the States for a while?
Hanging out in the States for a while. TracerDAO is going global, so if you're a contributor in the States or in Europe, feel free to hit me up, and yeah, we're open to contributors.
I believe Tracer V2 is coming out. What can people be excited for?
I think the biggest thing people can be excited for is permissionless deployment, and we're going to be releasing a CryptoPunk index where you can take 4x, 5x, long or short on a CryptoPunk floor price feed. So I think that'll be the big things, and deploying any leverage market with any Oracle price feed.
And TracerDAO is a sponsor for ETHDenver, and so you guys have been trying to encourage hackers to hack on TracerDAO. Can you talk about just like the relationship between TracerDAO and the hackers that are hacking on Tracer? How are you like corralling people to hack on Tracer?
I think the big thing was we got here early, we got here the week before the conference started, and we've just been talking and trying to connect with all these builders, telling them about our bounties, which is building a creative UI, building a structured product, much like what Joey just went into with 4626. We'd love to see like those yield generating products being built on Tracer as well. So I think it's just been about getting in the roots early of the conference and trying to connect with people in a meaningful way.
And how much in capital is available for Tracer bounties for the hackers?
There's $7.5K for the UX award, and there's $7.5K for the structured product.
And I think that's really cool. This is a great model for ETHDenver because TracerDAO doesn't have these employees. They're just sending out the bounties, and then the nebulous community of hackers build stuff. So you just come out to ETHDenver if you need a product built, and hopefully TracerDAO gets something cool out of it.
Yeah, that's it, 100%. We're doubling down on the community-first model, and yeah, I guess that's the DAO way.
And if people want to learn more about TracerDAO, where should they go?
Head to tracer.finance or tracer_finance on Twitter, or hit me up, ETH_AJ. Happy to connect.
Cool. Thank you, AJ. Cheers.
Thank you, man.
All right. Ben, you want to go on? Ben, the GMI god. Yo, what's good? Content team. Oh, we're getting Griff Green. We're getting Griff Green. Griff, you were recently on stage talking about public goods and market caps and stuff like that. For the listeners that missed your talk, can you kind of give them a preview?
Yeah, in short, public goods are totally overlooked in this space. There's a huge opportunity to disrupt governments and nonprofit industries, which are just not working. And everyone knows they're not working. We could do so much better with Web3 tools, regen economies specifically, and there's no competition in this space. And every year we're spending trillions on public goods. Governments and nonprofits are last year spent $10.5 trillion trying to solve problems in inefficient ways. And that's it with a T, trillion with a T, 5 times more than the market cap of all of crypto. All of crypto does not even compete to this. It's a drop in the bucket. And yet there's hardly any development in space. I think it's the biggest overlooked opportunity, and I don't think it'll be overlooked for long. So people should ape in.
Do you think that is the meta goal of ETHDenver itself?
I think it's the meta goal of crypto itself. If we can actually solve this problem, if we can actually coordinate around public goods productions in efficient ways, we won't need governments anymore. And I thought that was the point when I got into crypto. I thought it was to like change the way we coordinate as a society to the point where we don't need these inefficient things that we invented when we were riding horses around. So I fully expect that crypto will come back around and get out of this, number go up, we're only trying to make money idea, and come back to the idea of how can we create the most value for society. And it's really not. Business models work great. Fundraising through taxes and donations really suck. I think we have make major moves.
Griff, what does ETHDenver mean for you?
Oh man, it's like Christmas every year. I love ETHDenver so much. And by the way, people call me Santa, so when I say Christmas, it means a lot. I love ETHDenver. It's the best, even better than DevCon, better than anything else. It feels like I missed the first year, and then I heard what was going on here, and I will never miss it again. It would be very difficult.
Griff, you're one of the OG inspirations for the DAO, which had its incident, but then so many DAOs now exist. How do you see the current state of Ethereum, the current state of DAOs, kind of fulfilling on the original vision that you had for the DAO in the first place?
Oh, it's so beautiful. I love it. I think they're really doing it because it's starting to be lots of cause-focused DAOs. When we started the DAO, we almost called it the DAO was supposed to name itself later, and there were lots of options. One of them was Genesis DAO, because it was supposed to splinter into thousands of DAOs. And now we finally have that splintering, of course not with the bad DAO code. People are using other DAO. There's so many DAO opportunities to use. And now there's Pizza DAO. There's so many research DAOs. There's cause-focused DAOs, developer DAOs, design-focused DAOs. And they're all kind of doing their niche. And they're becoming like little guilds. And I just love this idea of competing microeconomies to provide value for society. And I feel like it's really happening. I feel like to see Pizza DAO, their goal is to spend $1 million on pizza in a day, right? Like, and they're turning pizza into a public good, you know? So it's like I feel accomplished. I just can't believe how many DAOs I've never heard of until I came to this conference.
Well, Griff, thank you so much for your energy and your commitment to values in the space. And if people haven't been to ETHDenver, why should they come in the future?
I mean, this is where you meet everyone. This is like, I was saying on stage actually, Spork DAO's market cap is only $2.3 million, but there are going to be unicorns that come out of this. If you can actually get down here and start hacking with people, you can find out that you don't need to be a dev to actually provide value in this space. And you can start connecting with people that your value is like a positive sum game with them, and join a team, build something, learn something, network with all these people. And then when you get on Twitter, you can start putting faces to names, the way they walk to the way they tweet, you know? It's super cool, and it will pay off in the long run.
Griff, thank you so much.
Thank you, man.
Cheers. So the cool thing about ETHDenver is that when you sign up, you get these tokens airdropped to you on an Arbitrum sidechain, and then you get free food at all the food trucks. And the number of food trucks is absolutely insane. So it actually kind of turns into like a little bit of a social environment. You know, because people get tired, they come out, they get their free food, which they get airdropped. You get airdrop free food at ETHDenver. 2 days ago, this was like all snow. But because it's Denver and the sun's so hot, it melts super fast. Now we're talking about the weather. Yeah, what's up? Nice to meet you. Woo. Come to ETHDenver.
David.
Hey, we hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, head over to Bankless HQ right now to develop your crypto investing skills and learn how to free yourself from banks and gain your financial independence. We recommend joining our daily newsletter, podcast, and community as a Bankless Premium subscriber to get the most out of your Bankless experience. You'll get access to our market analysis, our alpha leaks, and exclusive content, and even the Bankless token for airdrops, raffles, and unlocks. If you're interested in crypto, the Bankless community is where you want to be. Click the link in the description to become a Bankless Premium subscriber today. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for in-depth interviews with industry leaders, Ask Me Anythings, and weekly roll-ups where we summarize the week in crypto and other fantastic content. Thanks everyone for watching and being on the journey as we build out the Bankless Nation.